In indices 1, we're going to look at laws 1 to 3. All these laws are in the formulae booklet, but it's handy to know them and learn them off by heart. Law 1 is a to the power of p by a to the power of q is equal to a to the power of p plus q. And if we jump down and look at the 4 questions that I have for you here in relation to this, what's the rule for multiplying? It's add. So this becomes 2 to the power of 2 plus 5, which is equal to 2 to the power of 7. And the questions will state something like this. Write your answers in the form a to the power of m, where a and m are an element of natural numbers. And we can see here, this is a to the power of m. We don't need to type this into our calculator and get the correct answer in a numerical form, such as 2 to the power of 7 is equal to 128. 2 to the power of 7 is the correct answer. In this case, we have 3 to the power of 6 plus 6, which is 3 to the power of 12. When there's no power, it's a 1, so 4 to the power of 1 plus 3 is equal to 4 to the power of 4, and 5 to the power of a half plus a half is equal to 5 to the power of 1. And now let's look at law 2. A to the power of p divided by a to the power of q is equal to a to the power of p minus q. So when we had a multiply, the rule was add. Now we have a divide, this divide symbol, the rule is take away. So 2 to the power of 3 divided by 2 to the power of 2 is 2 to the power of 3 minus 2, which is equal to 2 to the power of 1. 3 to the power of 7 divided by 3 to the power of 4 is 3 to the power of 7 minus 4, which is 3 to the power of 3. Now, 4 to the power of 3 divided by 4 to the power of 5. If you visualize this, and I'll do it here, on top we're going to have 4 by 4 by 4, 4 to the power of 3, and on the bottom we're going to have 4 by 4 by 4 by 4 by 4. And if we divide top and bottom by 3 fourths, we'll end up with 1 on top and 2 fours on the bottom. So let's see how that looks when we do this takeaway. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. 4 to the power of minus 2, which up above here you can see is the same as 1 over 4 by 4, which is 1 over 4 squared. And that's going to be one of the other rules of indices coming up in video 2. 4 to the power of 1 divided by 4 to the power of a half is 4 to the power of 1 minus a half, which is 4 to the power of a half. And another rule of indices, anything to the power of a half is the square root. So this is equal to 2. Now in this case, I put this one in just to bring in another rule. This does not hold true for this. A is an element of n in this case, or m, the power is not an element of natural numbers. It's to the power of a half in this answer. But we do get down to the square root of 4, which is 2, which is 2 to the power of 1, which would satisfy this rule that we're looking at here. Now, this is a power to a power, law 3. A to the power of p to the power of q is equal to a to the power of p multiplied by q. Now, what that means is if we have 2 squared to the power of 3, thinking of law 1, you might think, oh, that's 2 to the power of 5. But let's look at what this means in mathematical terms. 2 to the power of 2 cubed is 2 to the power of 2 by itself 3 times. And this does bring you back to law 1. The multiply rule is we add, and you're going to see here 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. So we'll end up with 2 to the power of 6, which is this 2 multiplied by this 3. So let's apply law 3 to these 4 questions. 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 4 is 2 to the power of 3 times 4, which is 2 to the power of 12. 3 to the power of 2 to the power of 5 is 3 to the power of 2 times 5, which is 3 to the power of 10. 4 to the power of 6 to the power of a half is 4 to the power of 6 multiplied by a half. 6 halves are 3. It's equal to 4 to the power of 3. And 7 to the power of a half to the power of a half is, again, one that's not going to satisfy our rule up here of a is an element of natural numbers. But it's just trying to introduce you to fractional powers. I'm writing the answer instead of writing the sum. 7 to the power of a half to the power of a half is 7 to the power of a half times a half, which is 7 to the power of a quarter. So go back to the start of this video, try these questions yourselves and see can you get them right. look at the solution. You have 12 sums, 12 out of 12, and you can make progress onto video 2.